Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Today is the day of the days, at least it feels like. We will make today a quick overview because we don't have any time. In 1.5 hours the whole party should start. The community is split in, well, at least those expecting a very positive or even neutral scenario today, where Jay is not going to crash any party, instead is going to announce 25 PPS, and even his speech is not going to be really hawkish. If that happens, that would be a huge gift, and also confirming that what is happening to the market. So what I have mentioned so many times and described in the last few weeks, what is happening with short-term options, with crypto and so on and so forth, meme stock, bull run already, whatever, where everything that's indicating that big players are playing short-term, making gain, as much profit as possible. If he is going to make exactly this very bullish scenario, or neutral, however, that would be extremely big gift for the markets, because that's indicating, hey, you can keep doing it, I don't care. If that's the case, they will do it until the system starts to crash, because as mentioned so many times, we have a lot of red flags, and one of them just need to trigger the crash, and then it will crash, because they are doing exactly everything. In case of such a trigger, you can imagine what the market maker is going to do with all these hedge that it has to do with 6 hours average options. It's sick. It's really sick. At the same time, the market actors are extremely positive. They are just extremely positive. You remember a few months ago we had on SPY, SPX a huge short squeeze. We had a lot of fear, and now it's exactly the opposite. They are extremely happy and extremely, they are expecting really a bull run, it seems. And that's what I said. We had to trigger with the short squeeze month ago. If we have the trigger today or this week, it is going to do exactly the same, but the opposite direction. Means really hard downfall. So we will see, and we will try to see what's going to happen. And on the other side, also my side, my expectation is that the Fed is really angry, because the market actors are ignoring any kind of warnings that the central bankers did in the few months, and instead they are using any kind of opportunity to use any kind of asset to make quick profit. That's obviously not in interest of the Fed. At the same time, almost every big company is announcing layoffs, so also not in interest of the Federal Reserves. We will see what's going to happen today. It's going to be a very exciting day, I guess. Maybe not. We will see. However, let us talk about what the market is doing, and a little bit different to my expectations, because you remember I have said we will go down even more, but now we went up yesterday to 62% in weights ratio, and that's why the weights ratio 30 days moving average, it's bouncing. It's looking like it wants to go up again. That's crazy, because I have also mentioned at that level, just maintaining so long between 53 and 54, it's really unusual. So usually that's indicating they sent a lot of bitcoins and they are preparing something big, but nobody knows if today is going to be the trigger. If that's going to be the trigger, I mean, I have retweeted some tweets that's indicating they are expecting something really big, a sell-off or something. We know that 5 trillions in cash are on the sidelines. We know that insiders have sold a lot while retailers pushed up the markets, of course triggered by the big boys. And the same happened on related to crypto, to Bitcoin, it seems, where I have said they triggered everything with futures. FOMO were triggered, and since then spot is the leader at 23k. So we will see what's going to happen. However, we are done here. It's still indicating that they are still, I don't know if it's going to go even more up. It's crazy. It's really crazy. It's absolutely different to what we have seen just in the past. If we take a look to the weights ratio 30 hours moving average, that's really a strange trend. We went up, down, and down. I mean, if we check that, that means weights want to let the price go up. So be careful with the pump and dump. I just tell you that. We can go up and then directly down. You can see what they are doing. They let the price go up. The price was declining. Then they pushed up and they start once again to distribute as much as they could. Then the price started to decline once again. And afterwards, they started again to distribute. So everything is indicating these guys are desperate looking for distribution. And that's crazy. That's really crazy. Everything else unchanged. I mean, stablecoin reserves lifting up a little bit, but peanuts. So absolutely almost a zero-sum game. Let us go to the next one. So also here, not big, but frequently. So means since yesterday they started to send more and more bitcoins. I mean, we are talking about, for example, 1,000 bitcoins here, then here another 1,000, another 1,000, another 1,000, another 1,000. 2002 hours, and then in the last 3 hours we received another 1,000 bitcoins, 1,100, a little bit more. And yeah, so it's not big at all. I mean, it's not like 2,500 bitcoins here, for example, or those almost 3,000, but at the same time I don't see all these bitcoins here. So I don't see any big outflows that correlates with the whole inflows, indicating, and that explains why IT Tech, this my friend and analyst on Twitter from Poland, is indicating, hey, the Bitcoin reserves on centralized exchanges are lifting up, indicating they are planning something, maybe also a distribution. I really don't know. It will depend on what the Fed is going to announce today. If we check the stable coins, nothing, nada, absolutely nichts. So we will check sentiment. It's better because it's covering also BUSD and so on. That's something we will check just later on. Let us go to the next one. So related to futures, also very interesting what's happening here. So first of all, from here we went down, from here up, then down again, again up, down, and now up. So the trend is up, indicating they are demanding more longs in a situation. I mean, I don't know who is longing here or shorting, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's really risky today just to, I mean, only if you're using low leverage, but otherwise it's really risky because nobody really knows what the Fed is going to announce. Even 99% is indicating they really think that the Fed is going to celebrate what the markets did, ignoring them. That's usually not what bankers, central bankers like, but we will see if those guys are right and maybe I'm wrong and the central bank will celebrate what the market is doing. So we can see open interest declined once again. We had just a few days ago. We recovered. After that, they reduced because we had some liquidation. We will see later on. And also leverage ratio. Leverage ratio right now recovering more than open interest, indicating they are starting to use less volume and more leverage. If we take a look here, we can see 260 millions yesterday evening, 260 millions to derivative exchanges. Afterwards, another 180 millions. And today, 128 millions was the maximum. So yesterday something happened. It would, I guess, match to the longs. I don't know. I guess someone is longing here. But also, for example, here we received 5,322 bitcoins to derivative exchanges at the same time, or in this particular hour, we had also 3,847 bitcoins. Nobody knows if that was a quick operation to make a quick, just a quick money, because short and directly afterwards take profit and then with the remaining funds just go and long. Nobody knows that, but it's fact that we declined, they started to long, and then the price went up. We also know that they also use futures to drive the market. So obviously when the funding rate goes up and the price correlates with that, it would make sense, because that's the goal, right? To use futures, support that with spot to drive the market. That's what they did just to initiate this rally until 21k. From 21k, spot took over, and the question is why? I guess they triggered FOMO when they noticed, okay, people are jumping in, they stopped that, and now they are just absorbing their bitcoins. That's my personal theory. If we go forward, we can see once again here open interest. I mean, from here went nice up. Leverage ratio instead from here went up, then declined, and now lifting up more. And the funding rate maintains positive. It's still in this trend. If we check here, it's still positive, while it was declining here, and then they started. So they were shorting more here, then they started here to long, and they are still longing more than shorting. That's what it's indicating here. We can see, for example, that yesterday was a very quiet day, it seems, because they liquidated a little bit more shorts than longs. 192 bitcoins and longs and 363 bitcoins and shorts. So also nothing big. The last big one was here with 1,400 bitcoins and shorts, and that's why the open interest afterwards declined, because we had here those 1,400 bitcoins and shorts, and afterwards 1,900 bitcoins and longs. That was just 2 days ago. If we check Binance, funding rate maintains, and we can see that at least here open interest and leverage ratio matches perfectly. So it seems sometimes it really feels like it's just one entity and using, yeah, it feels like. So it's indicating here that also here open interest is declining, and the leverage ratio on Binance. So nothing new here. Let us take a look. Oops, what Blockchain Whispers is indicating. Longs taking over once again. That correlates with what we have seen with the funding rate on Ethereum even more. So we have a long short ratio here of 52 to 48 and here 56 to 44. Yeah, I just can see we had yesterday 20 millions in shorts. Now we have even a little bit less. So the whole narrative of soft landing, 25 BPS, 5% interest rate should be the peak, is, it seems, very active in the market. That would be my impression. If we take a look now to, let me see, the Kingfisher. The Kingfisher. Let us take a look. Perfect. So on the Kingfisher, yeah, well, I mean, 80 millions reduced once again extremely, as we can see. And we have here concentration of high leverage positions. Otherwise, everything above of 26 could be victim of a pump. Or if we take a look here, everything below of 21k hitting 20k and even lower could be victim if we start to dump. So it's absolutely possible. If we take a look to the high leverage positions, let us take a look. Yeah, it's okay, mainly. So be careful because the price can go up hitting 24k to liquidate all these high leverage shorts and then go down. That would be, in my opinion, the direction. We should liquidate all of them, then the price goes down and dumps. Depends, of course, what the Fed is going to announce today. It will start with an interest rate decision, as shared yesterday with the FOB article. That was, in my opinion, very interesting, because they are saying, hey, yeah, 25 PPS, okay, maybe that's going to happen, but that's not the key. The key is that all market actors are expecting that 5% interest rate will be the peak for 2023. In case it is not, because that means we will see much more, or at least some more interest rate decisions this year, because we are at 4.5% right now. So 5% means they still have space for 50 BPS. If they announce today 25 BPS, next 25 BPS next time, and then that's it until end of the year. Even the Fed members declared that 5% interest rate is not going to be the peak, but that's the narrative of market actors and Wall Street. So we will see if they are right and the Fed is wrong. That's it. Let us go forward. So we see on Binance, BTC USDT went up, it's declining. Right now, absolutely unloading. BUSD did exactly the same. Up, down, right now, tries to push up a little bit more the price, difference to Tether. Fiat, US dollar, up, up, and also unloading. So they are not doing exactly the same here. And that correlates, for example, more to futures collateral. Nothing big happened here. They are also, it seems, shorting more. And Bitcoin collateral went up a little bit, and since then also neutral, I would say, right now trying to go down. So only BUSD is trying to hold the price at the moment related to CBD. And CBD, I would say, I don't have any statistic, but I would say almost the 80% of the market trades is algo volume, I would say, because everything what you see here is pure market trades. So let us take a look here. That's the aggregated, so an average of what all exchanges are doing at the moment. And you see here Binance BUSD. You can see what they are doing, right? They are holding the price. That's what they are doing. Someone is really trying to hold the price with the support of BUSD futures, I guess, but not with the support of Bitcoin collateral, at least. That's what I would say and interpret here. If we go forward, we can see that's BTC USDT on Binance. Yeah, it's only down, and the aggregated like we had just a few seconds ago. If we take a look here, for example, that's now Bitfinex. We can see that Bitfinex from here to here was also with algos, it seems, distributing. If we check here, for example, that's Kraken. Kraken started to distribute relatively late. So it went up from here to here, and now it's declining. The same on Bybit. That was Kraken. Yeah, Bybit, well, absolutely solid direction, only down. Coinbase doing something, yeah, similar to also I think Bitfinex. Went down, pushed up, and right now also so it looks like it was the main trigger of this, yeah, I don't know what it is, to be honest, inverted parabolic. So also nothing to see here. Of course, Bitstamp only up, only up, only up. And we can see here Gemini also only up, only up, only up. Something I really don't get why, while nobody knows how the whole thing with Genesis will end. Nobody knows that. And Gemini is affected. But I don't know. We are talking about billions, but it seems they don't care. It's fine. I wouldn't care as well. So let us take a look here. Retailers pushing up more. These guys here, tendency positive, also pushing up more. These guys here, pushing up more. These guys here, pushed, now declining a little bit. Market maker, pushing up more. That's something we need to check, because I guess we had some fluctuation of different wallets. And these guys pushed up very much and now declining. We can also see what, for example, Binance and Bitfinex are doing. Oh, nothing. Okay, they are maintaining at the moment. So if we take a look, for example, we can take a look what these guys are doing. Retailers, wallet counts. Wow, retailers. I mean, we are talking about those guys with less than 0.001 bitcoins. You can see what they are doing, right? Pushing up like hell. These guys here, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. Neutralized. Received some new wallets. Oh, we receive wallets, and that explains, for example, why we had a bigger balance now. If we take a look here, we can see, oh no, that's 100 to 1000. So they received, and these guys here, we received some wallets, but from what part? That would be interesting to know. Let me check. 1921, now we have 1922. So we received one wallet. Yeah, I can tell you from when. We received one wallet from 10,000 to 100,000. So someone, I'm not sure if that's an exchange or a whale or an OTC, reduced the balances and shifted to the market maker. And that makes, of course, sense. Yeah. So also nothing big to see here. Now we can go forward and check. We have to reduce a little bit. We can see what's happening here. We can see that today we received 33 millions, for example, here, BUSD. Then we received here another 240 millions, and we received here another 270 millions, while just 30th we had here an outflow of 300 millions. Tether, we can see today we had an inflow of 145 millions. At the same time, we had here an outflow of 41 millions, but outflow of 41 millions, but inflow of 44, so almost net flow 0. And then we had here, it seems in 2 hours, another 100 millions. Yeah, but also here almost net flow 0. So we had here a bigger net flow of 145 millions going directly to centralized exchanges. Nobody knows for what, if they are using futures again or whatever. But the most interesting part is what is happening to USDC. Because at the same time, I have showed you what USDT is doing, what BUSD is doing. BUSD indicating extremely bullish. They are sending a lot of BUSD to centralized exchanges. We have noticed one Tether inflow, about 120 millions. Now let us check. That was 30th, USDC. 250 millions outflow, 50 millions inflow. Almost yellow is inflow. Almost little, for example, 40 millions here, inflows. But at the same time, we had here, for example, that was yesterday, we had here 130 millions outflow, another 120 millions outflow, another 124 millions outflow, another 120 millions outflow. Outflows are here much bigger, another 32 millions, another 34 millions. Another 46 millions. Well, at least here it's neutral because we had 41 millions inflow and 47 millions outflow. So just a gap of 6 millions. Why? Well, we remember that Coinbase just mentioned that they need to have their fiat reserves for every USDC. So I think Circle is doing it and administrating them. I guess, but that's just a guess. We know from the contract terms related to Tether that only because you are sending Tethers back to Treasury doesn't mean you are getting fiat for that. They can give you any kind of assets they have and their reserves. So they can give you whatever, gold, silver, whatever they have. I don't know the BUSD convert process from BUSD to fiat. I don't know if that takes days or hours. I really don't know. I didn't any research yet. But on Circle, it seems it's you send Treasury, you send your USDC to Treasury, and at the same time you are getting your fiat. If that's the case, it would make sense why they are using cashing out in USDC, because it's the most simple and faster process to convert your USDC, your stablecoins, and fiat. While on Tether, you don't know what you are getting, and on BUSD, it's not clear how many time that takes. Maybe they need to prove something. I really don't know. I really don't know. However, but it is what it is. Also something really strange. The market makers start here with almost 3,000 Bitcoins. They send to centralized exchanges. Then another 2,000 Bitcoins. Then 200 Bitcoins here. Another 124 Bitcoins here. 340 here. Then another 1,100 Bitcoins. And now another 1,700 Bitcoins here. I mean, what is happening? What is happening? The last time we had that, it was here. Is that indicating they want to distribute to the upside more? Maybe, but once again, I guess it depends on what Powell is going to say. To be honest, I'm ready for both scenarios. In my opinion, the system, what we are seeing, we are witness of a system that's collapsing. That's like a patient you have in the hospital where you know his heart is still working, but you know it's not going to work a lot more time. They are gambling. With this gambling trades, what they are doing on equities and even on crypto, but that's a different thing, I guess. But on equities, that's a really risk thing because they are forcing, for example, institutions, market makers to hedge short-term options. If something triggers and something happens that's unexpected, that will trigger a chain reaction, means down. They need to sell as much as they can. And that's a huge red flag. But, and in my opinion, related to the history of the Fed, if we remember why the Fed started even in the end of the 20s to rise interest rates more and more and more. I don't know if you know that, but they just wanted to stop the gambling on the stock markets because people just went to the banks, they received loans, they went directly then to Wall Street and they placed and they bought stocks because it was a very easy time to make money at that time. And the Fed just wanted to stop this gambling. They just wanted to stop that people are just taking credits, going directly to Wall Street and to speculate because it's speculation. Speculation means it's risk on. And it's happening again. It's happening again. Again, they are showing that Wall Street is converting to a casino. And I can't imagine that that's an interest of the Fed, because if something happens that's unexpected, it will trigger a chain reaction, and then nobody can stop that. So, and of course, the central bankers have an interest to maintain the control. That's something absolutely obvious. Let us go to the next one. So we can see that on Coinbase they are removing here the wall at 24.5. Be careful here, maybe just spoofing, or maybe also indicating, hey, we will let the price go up to 25K first. Possible. If we go to the downside, at the same time, they placed a wall at 20,700. So while removing here a lot of liquidity at 18K, 19K, and reinforcing a little bit 20K. So let us go to Bitstamp. Bitstamp, nothing have changed, absolutely nothing, not even reinforcing, but the next big wall would be at 19.4. BTC USDT on spot, they removed liquidity at 25, shifted a little bit down to 24.3, a big wall at 24K, right now even at 23.6. Be careful with spoofing also here. And then at the same time 22.4 and here 21.400. Reinforcing 20K as well. So 20K looks at the moment interesting. Now BTC BUSD, look what they are doing here. Between 21.9 and 21. While reinforcing here 20,400 as well, 21,200 as well. We have here some liquidity as well. Still here 24K. Yeah, reinforcing here 24.5. Right now a wall here 23.2. So on BUSD doesn't show any solid direction at the moment. Bitfinex, what is Bitfinex doing? Bitfinex is not doing anything, unchanged. Yeah, unchanged. 24.5 would be the next one, otherwise 21.5, and you can see nothing have changed here. OKEX spot with USDT, nothing. Well, OKEX swap, we know they are still waiting at 70K. Yeah. Kraken, that's USD pair. The next one 21,500, reducing also here, for example 25, reducing even here 24.8, on 24 waiting, nothing big. Bybit BTC USD, nothing. Bybit BTC USDT, nothing. BitMEX, what is BitMEX doing? BitMEX is waiting at 24.7. Otherwise, they placed here a 2 million USD order at 21.3. And that's it. That's really it. Binance Futures. Binance Futures at the moment here waiting 22.5, 22.3 and 21.5. They removed any kind of shorts to the upside. Based on exchange walls, looks more bullish than bearish, to be honest. Even we need to be careful with spoofing, but yeah, it's certain exchanges it looks a little bit more bearish, but they are protecting more to the downside than to the upside. 22.5 here and 21.5 on Binance BTC BUSD futures, so nothing to the upside. Once again, removing here on Bitfinex shorts, for example here at a price of 24.2, but also here at 22.400. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures, OKEX futures 25 to 19, and Deribit 22, 21.8, so nothing have changed here as well. Everything is the same, and just taking once again here removed liquidity, for example at 24,260, and to the upside. Well, so I don't know, they are really expecting that the Fed is going to make them a favor. Everything is possible. I'm not going to trade that, absolutely not. I'm so happy to be on the sideline because it's not worth, in my opinion. I don't trust the market anymore, and that's the problem. If you don't trust the market, you don't need to trade, and that's why I'm not trading. I don't trust the market. So let us go to the last chapter.